UFC Vegas 27 Font versus Garbrandt just recently wrapped up. We're going to go through the entire card from bottom all the way up to the top at the main event. Make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And let's talk about the first fight of the night. It saw Damir Izumagulov defeat Rafael Alves. Izumagulov had a dominant first and second round, but the gas tank looked questionable. Alves was able to put it on him a bit going into the third. For Izumagulov moving forward, the gas tank is going to be a concern. It's definitely at 23-1, and he's a big favorite here. I don't think he'll be as big of a favorite his next fight after showing the vulnerability. I think Izumagulov really needs to get that gas tank pumping. Granted, first fight back after a few-year layoff, so we'll give him some credit and we'll give him some slack as well. Now, Rafael Alves on the other side, disappointing loss here for him, but good moments. I think at 45, he's a fun player in that division. This was a serious step up, and he more than exceeded in being fairly competitive with Damir Izumagulov. So good for Rafael Alves in defeat, but for Damir, moving forward, gas tank is questionable. Now, this fight, David Dvorak versus Juan Camilo Ronderos. Camilo takes the fight on short notice. They were teammates, supposedly had trained together and stuff, and David Dvorak destroyed him. Dominant performance, outboxed him on the feet, got to the back and submitted him, choked him out. I got to say, Juan Camilo Ronderos is very young, 26. He did miss weight, but I don't think that matters on the short notice. Smaller guy. He's measured at 5'4", but he looks more like 5'3". He was definitely shorter than David Dvorak. He's not ready for that upper echelon, but I think you got to keep him around and give him one more fight. Got to give this guy his due respect for taking the fight on short notice. Absolute savage for doing so. For Dvorak, though, serious player and contender at 125 pounds. I could see the Paiva fight being rebooked, to be 100% honest with you, if that's possible. I don't know what's going to go on with Paiva. I don't know, maybe Benavidez in the future. There's definitely some interesting matches for David Dvorak, who's coming up as a contender at 125. Josh Kulabale versus Shalian Nguyen. Josh Kulabale was controlled a bit in that first round by the grappling of Shalian, but Josh Kulabale, better striking throughout the fight. I thought he was dominant. Wins the second and third round with very technical striking. Hurts Shalian for sure, but I got to respect Shalian for going the distance. But dominant display that we saw here from Josh Kulabale. He moves forward as a fun fighter at featherweight. I think that he has a good skill set and maybe can make a run towards something, maybe top 20, top 15. He's definitely a good fighter, and I'm interested in seeing him fight again. And for Shalian Nguyen, a.k.a. Wolverine, disappointing loss, but I think he'll be back for another fight in the UFC. Lots of these guys from the China top team losing. Next fight, Bruno Silva demolishes Victor Rodriguez. Not a ton to say about this one, just destruction. Bruno Silva closed the distance, gets the knockout, stops him in the first minute of the fight. It was an absolute beating. Bruno Silva is a problem. I think he's poised to be a serious name at 125 at this point. I think he could work his way into that top 15 ranking and maybe has some serious potential here. I like Bruno Silva. I think he's very good. Victor Rodriguez, completely outmatched. I don't think he's going to be in the UFC much longer, man. 2 bad knockout losses back to back. The next fight, Court McGee, Claudio Silva. For Court McGee, this was a great moment. He was able to take down Claudio Silva a couple of times in this fight. Definitely outstruck him, had him hurt with some strikes. Granted, Claudio was winging some wild shots at him. Definitely an awkward style you get from Claudio Silva. Court McGee, though, this is a signature win. This is a huge win. He finally gets things moving again after a bad 3-fight losing streak. He's going to be around. He's 36. He's got a couple of fights left in him, and I'm excited to see more out of Court McGee. Claudio Silva, I don't think they'll cut him because that was definitely an entertaining fight, but I think he needs to fight the back end of guys. He's 38, almost 39. He's an older fighter at this point. Unfortunately, never really capitalized on his prime. And I think at this point, he's not going to be making any runs toward titles, but hopefully they give him a lighter matchup and maybe he can get himself another win. But not looking great right now. Court McGee, though, excellent performance, moves forward and stays alive at welterweight. Very good gatekeeper / test for up-and-coming guys for Court McGee. Ben Rothwell versus Beast Boy Barnett. On the feet, they were going at it. Chris Barnett was slugging shots. He got a steel chin. He took those uppercuts beautifully. Chris the Beast Boy Barnett is a fun guy to watch. I like Chris Barnett. I think that he's earned a lot of fans, even in defeat, in that performance. I cannot wait to see him come back because at the end of the day, he might not be the best, but he's a funny story and he takes a good punch. Ben Rothwell, though, puts it on him, chokes him out, submission. The 10-finger choke that Rothwell is known for. He's an absolute savage with it. Second round submission victory. He moves forward, stays alive. He's not calling anybody's name out. Got to respect that about Big Ben Rothwell. What's next for him? We'll see. Going to be more of a back-end guy. The Felipe Lins fight could definitely be rescheduled. He beat Chris Barnett. For Barnett, I think he'll still be in the UFC for at least another fight. Taking on short notice, he's got to get some type of respect here. I think he deserves it at the very least. So I think Chris Barnett's back. I don't know an exact opponent just yet. Jack Hermansen, Edmund Shabazian to start off the main card. Edmund Shabazian looked like he may have Hermansen's number early, but Hermansen turns it up on him and delivers a vicious 10-8 round. The striking of Edmund is great. He's got a round and a half in him. He starts getting tired. On the ground, Jack the Joker Hermansen was way too much for him. Completely dismantled him on the floor. I was really impressed by Jack Hermansen's cardio in this fight. His chin, because he took big punches. Edmund Shabazian has a ton of potential. I do think he maybe needs a new team. I think he needs to go towards a different coach because I think he's got a lot of potential, but fighting with Taverdian, I feel like Taverdian's got a bad rap in the community. Maybe you see this guy with Faraz Zahabi and he works on becoming champ. He needs to get the grappling game up. He's very good with the striking, extremely proficient, but he needs the wrestling defense. He needs it for 3 rounds. He needs the stamina to improve. Truly, he needs to be doing more cardio. I don't know what he's not doing at this point. He needs to get the gas tank better any means possible. Jack Hermansen, he won the fight. He didn't look fantastic. He was getting hit a lot. It doesn't give me confidence in him working towards being a champion, but I do believe he'll get some type of contender fight at this point, winning a fight after a tough loss against Marvin Vettori. For Jack Hermansen, though, good victory to move forward on. Ricardo Hamos versus Bill Algie. Well, Hamos dominated this fight and put on a pretty good performance with the wrestling. But I think on the striking, Algie definitely was competitive. He outlanded him. The judges did not acknowledge that. They really preferred the wrestling of Ricardo Hamos. Personally, I thought it was a lot more competitive than the scorecards had it. And I had picked Hamos. And Hamos did get the win. And I felt he could have gotten it. But it was a fairly competitive fight. I believe there were some 30-27 scores thrown out there. Good win for Hamos to move forward. Bill Algie, he'll stay alive at the weight class. Hamos very young, though, 25. In that first round, he showed insane potential. If he can get that gas tank better, I think this guy could be a serious contender. He's reminding me of like a young Charles Oliveira at this point. So if he gets the gas tank right, watch out for this kid, too. By the time he's 28, make a serious rise. Algie on the other side, he's a tricky fighter. He'll be around, and I think that he's got to work that takedown defense. I mean, in this fight here, it was just a tough fight for him. Hard matchup. Norma Dumont dominates Felicia Spencer. I don't know what the hell a split decision that was. I saw clear-cut Norma Dumont winning that fight. She dominated a Felicia Spencer who really didn't have any boxing skill, as we knew, but her takedowns were not there. She didn't look to get on top much. Norma Dumont pretty much dominated the entire fight, dominated on the ground. It was honestly a bad performance for Felicia Spencer. She's taken 2 bad losses, Cyborg and Nunes, and now she takes this bad one against Norma Dumont. I don't know what the future holds for Felicia Spencer, but I probably will say she's probably leaving the UFC. Probably those signing papers. She's probably out. For Norma Dumont, she wants to drop to 135. We'll see what's there. I thought the featherweight division this fight was in, but who knows? I guess that division might be dead at this point, and Norma Dumont will be at 135. But no comeback for Spencer. I think she's probably going to get released if she can't make the 35-pound weight class. Up next, the featured bout of the evening. You saw Jared Vanderaa piece up Justin Tafa. Man, Tafa, losing decisions is just how it goes for him. He's a fun guy to watch. He definitely's got a decent chin. After Jorgen De Castro slept him, a lot of people doubted it. I thought that maybe it would be a little more susceptible to damage, but at the end of the day, ate some good shots from Jared Vanderaa. Vanderaa looked way better than we'd ever seen him. Lost to Spivak, and even on his win on the Contender Series, it wasn't that impressive on the feet versus, I believe, Harry Hunsucker, but he looked fantastic on the feet against Justin Tafa, outboxing him, and Tafa's a pretty decent striker. Huge win for Jared Vanderaa to keep him alive at this heavyweight division. For Justin Tafa, I think he's got another fight left in him. I think they'll probably keep him around. Vanderaa, I definitely think he's going to be moved forward in this heavyweight division, and he's somebody to keep an eye on. As big as he is, as decent as his Muay Thai is, he's a fun fight for a lot of the top guys. So we'll see where they place him next, but I do like the entertainment value out of both these guys, and I expect the UFC to keep both of them around for a while. Carla Esparza versus Yan Xiaonan. Carla Esparza destroys Yao Xiaonan. It wasn't close. It wasn't close at all. Carla looked like a straight savage. She took her to the ground early, controlled the entire first round. She takes her to the ground again in the second round and destroys her. Yao Xiaonan got destroyed. Absolute mismatch. That one there was an absolute bad pick because I thought Yao Xiaonan will actually be able to go the distance and win the fight by a split decision, but I don't know what crazy pick that was and what delusion that was. Carla Esparza destroyed her. So Carla Esparza is a monster. Don't doubt the wrestling one bit. I think she's going to be fighting for the title. Who's next? We'll find out. We'll find out. I don't know just yet. She might be fighting for the title. She might be fighting a top contender, Joanna and Jacek. I don't know what they'll want to do with her. For Yao Xiaonan on the other side, it's a setback. It's a bad setback. Maybe an all-China matchup versus Weili Zhang, but I think she'll get beat. This is a tough setback because she got beat badly. She got her ass handed to her, to be honest. But she's still very good on the feet. Her striking is phenomenal. Just the grappling is going to be suspect from here on out. In the main event, Rob Font, Cody No Love Garbrandt. There was no love lost between these two. Rob Font beat Cody Garbrandt's ass for 5 rounds. Cody Garbrandt, man, completely outstruck. The straight punches were fantastic from Rob Font. He was moving well, jabbing the hell out of Cody's face and cracking him with straights. The chin of Cody held up. He didn't get knocked out here. He went 5 rounds. I think we got to stop calling him Glass Joe. I think that he takes an all right shot, but you can definitely buzz him. But to put him out, it really takes a clean one, and he wasn't overcommitting in this fight. He wasn't going crazy, which honestly maybe limited his possibility of winning because he wasn't able to really hit Rob Font at all. He was completely outclassed and dominated for 5 rounds. He had a couple moments where he threw big shots. He tried to wrestle a bit, got Rob Font to the ground a little bit, sure, but nothing doing there, nothing great. For me, Cody Garbrandt is a fun guy at 135, but I think that championship contendership days are behind him. He's now in the older generation of guys with Dominic Cruz and TJ Dillashaw. Rob Font on the other side is a serious contender at 35, and I'm excited to see what they do next. Don't have an exact matchup just yet. I don't know how they're going to place that out. Cody Garbrandt on the other side, I think maybe it's a Cruz fight. Is it a Sean O'Malley fight? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where they go as far as matchmaking goes, but I think it's a setback in the rankings and more fun fights than title challenger fights. I think rematch Cruz maybe he fights Dillashaw a 3rd time. Something fun because Cody Garbrandt has a lot of name value. The 25 drop, I don't love it. Mainly because he just lost here. I don't think he gets the title shot at 25. You'd have to go down to 25 and win a fight. Then I'll be open to giving Cody a title shot. But I don't think he would do great there either. Rob Font, though, excellent fight. Excellent performance. I'm just so impressed with him. And honestly, I was impressed by the whole card. Wasn't that extremely deep name value card if you're, talking about the top fighters in the UFC, but some really fun guys, some of the best martial artists on the planet, the UFC delivering with constant quality. We saw some competitive bouts, some finishes, a lot of decisions too. We saw some nice knockouts. Overall, though, was a good card that I enjoyed. And at the main event, Rob Font put it on Cody No Love Garbrandt and moves forward as a contender. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe here too. We're covering all things MMA over here at MMA Experts. Appreciate everybody for being here, tuning in. Smash that like button. Smash it, smash it, smash it, smash it. Also, guys, follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I will see you all in the next video.